Hello. So Zetamat did me the favor of solving one of my puzzles for me to post on my channel. So I'm returning the favor and solving one of his puzzles to post to his channel. So kind of like a async collaboration there. So I think that's a neat idea. If you like these, do leave a comment letting us know that you'd like us to do more of these. I know that this was already featured on Cracking the Cryptic, but I still want to solve this puzzle, and I think it would be neat to have this collab on his channel since we already did one on my channel. So if you don't know me, my handle is Rangsk, and I solve Sudoku and word games and other kinds of puzzles like 1UP on my channel. So feel free to check that out. I post a lot of content every day. There's probably something you'll enjoy. So yeah, head over to my page if you're interested in that. I'm sure Zeta will link it in the description. All right, so Zeta, I'm going to make you go over the rules.
Thank you for that, Rangsk. So I'm tasked with going over the rules of this puzzle. So first up, we have entropic lines, which need to, for each 3 consecutive digits along the line, include one of 1, 2, 3, one of 4, 5, 6, and one of 7, 8, 9. So I think of entropic lines in terms of the number pad. Basically, it's saying every 3 digits need to include one from this row, one from this row, and one from this row is what it is really saying. Note, it's every 3 consecutive digits need to be that. And so for this one unique line here of length 4, both that 3 digits need to have one of each, and this 3 digits need to have one of each. We also have renbon, which need to contain a string of consecutive digits, but in any order. So you could do something like 4, 3, 5 for this renbon line, and that's okay because you could write them as 3, 4, 5. So they only care about the digits as a set of digits being a string of consecutive things. I don't care about the order. The somewhat opposite of that is a Nabner line. Nabner lines contain no pair of digits, which are consecutive, and they also still don't contain any repeats. So, for example, if there's a 2 on the line anywhere, there can't be a 3 on the line anywhere. Selena likes to say it as any 2 digits on a Nabner line differ by at least 2, which is a nice way to say it that sort of combines both of those rules together. We have German whispers, which are these green lines which say that along the green line, any pair of digits have to differ by at least 5. And so we have that along the way. And so it doesn't matter anything about these 2 digits, just any pair of adjacent digits need to differ by at least 5. We have black dots, which are your usual black dots. They mean that the 2 digits have a ratio of 1 to 2. So one of them could be 4 and the other 8, or one of them could be 3 and the other 6, for example. And lastly, I believe we have these 10 lines, which have to be divided entirely into strings of digits that add up to 10. So I like to use the line tool for this. So for example, these 2 could add to 10, and then these 3 add to 10, and then these 3 add to 10. That's one possibility for how this would break down. But basically, you have to, at the end, be able to divide each 10 line into strings of contiguous digits, which each add to 10. Note, it's perfectly okay if within those sums to 10, there are repeat digits. So for example, if this were my 10 sum, 4, 4, and 2 would be a perfectly fine way because 4 plus 4 plus 2 is 10. Okay, so be slightly wary if you're going to give this a go of assuming that you know things about sums to 10 that are only true when there are no repeats, because there can be repeats. All right. So huge thanks again to Rangsk for the solve. Apologies that Rangsk did this for me, and then this got sort of lost in the shuffle of content creation. So this is going to go up a bit later, but it's probably a good thing in the long run, because probably now there's going to be some people who haven't thought about this puzzle before who get a chance to experience it. So I hope you enjoy the puzzle, and I'll hand it back to Rangsk for his solve.
And I'm just going to get started on solving if I can. We have this thing twice, column 1 and column 9. That makes me think that there's something to think about there. So I'm going to think about this column first, because it doesn't have this little wiggle coming out, because it's going to be true of both of them. So entropic is going to need one of each of low, mid, high, and then the German whisper is going to German Whisper has its own low high, which I guess I could go over. So first of all, you can't put a 5 on a German Whisper. Because if you put a 5, you can't subtract 5 and you can't add 5. And so you would have nothing to put next to it. 4 and 6 are also quite limited. So if I was going to color entropicity, and I were to use, say, let's use blue, purple, orange. So I don't know what order these go in yet. But if we have this blue, purple, orange, blue would be low, purple would be mid, and then orange would be high for our entropicity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this middle cell here, I'm going to argue can't be 4, 5, or 6. So it is not purple. I don't know how important that is, but the reason it's not purple is because 5, obviously, we just proved can't go on there. But 4 and 6 have the special property of having only one buddy that they can go with. 4 forces 9 on both sides. 6 forces 1 on both sides. So this middle one is non-purple. It is blue or orange. And that's true of the middle here and the middle here as well. These cannot be purple. Now we know the German Whisper has a purple on it, though, because there's 3 purples. Only one of them can be on this entropic line. Only one of them can be on this entropic line. So the purple is going to be on one of these sides, and it's going to force this cell here to be a 1 or a 9. And the reason for that is we're going to have either a 4 or a 6 here or here. The 4 forces a 9, the 6 forces a 1. So this is the buddy that goes with the purple 4, 6. And we have the exact same thing over here, so this is also a 1, 9. So it gives us a 1, 9 pair in this row. So now this non-purple, I guess we don't know much about that, do we? This non-purple is not 9 because there's a 9 in the column. That might be helpful. All right, do we know anything more about that? I can't immediately think what we're doing here. So, okay, so we have one, okay, so one low, one mid, one high on a German Whisper. We know the mid, let's say the purple was here. I don't know where it is. And let's say it ended up being a 4. Just to give an example. So we don't lose a whole lot of generality by trying this here. And so that would force this to be a 1, 2, or 3. So our outer ones are only 1, 2, 3, 4 if this is a 9, and they're only 6, 7. Sorry, they're only 7, 8, 9 with the 4. With a 6. Basically, one of these is a 4, 6, and then it's with a 1, 2, 3 or a 7, 8, 9, which is really not helpful to mark. But then this is the opposite. Now I have to think about whether can this be the purple, right? It would force this to be the same 1, 9 as this one. So it would force it to be 1. And so then the purple would be 6, and then we'd have a 7, 8, 9 up here. If the purple ended up here, this is forced. Now, is there some reason that that's bad? I can't tell. It doesn't seem... Maybe that ends up being bad, but for reasons we don't know yet. Maybe I should think about these 10 lines then. They're hard to think about right now, but I don't know. Okay, let's think about Nabner next. Or maybe this box. I don't know. So Nabner's... A 4-length Nabner is pretty forced, if I remember right. There are 9 digits, but each digit removes... Most digits remove 2 other digits as being possible. So if I tried to put a 2 on the Nabner, that removes 1 and 3. The smallest digit I can put with that is 4, which removes the 5. So I would be 2, 4, 6, 8, or I guess 6, 9. I mean, I'm ignoring this because it could be in any order, but maybe 4 cell isn't as limited as I thought. There's a kind of entropicity on the Nabner. Kind of. Okay, let's think about the Renban then. Because we have an entropic line and a Renban in the same box. The entropic line is going to prevent most of the Renbans from working. Well, okay, so these can't all be the same color, right? These can't be all blue or all orange or all purple, meaning we definitely have at least one purple on this Renban. Because we got to span, we got to exit the blue or exit the orange. We can't be all three purples, so we have at least one blue or orange with at least one purple. I don't know that that's immediately helpful. Black dots? Probably not. So we're going to be something like maybe 2, 3, 4 or 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can't have a 1 or a 9 on here. Is that interesting? We can only have one 1, 9 on here because of this 1, 9. So this Nabner has a 1 or a 9 on it in here. Right, so think about it. This Renban can't have 1 on it because it would be 1, 2, 3. It can't have 9 on it because it would be 7, 8, 9, and that breaks the entropic line. So there's no 1, 9 on here. We can have up to 1, 1, 9 on here. So does that help me, though? I think like 1, 9 are the least restricted for a Nabner. I will say there has to be at least one repeated entropic color on this Nabner. I don't know which one repeats, though. That's just pigeonhole principle. We can't put 3 colors onto 4 cells without repeating one. We have the same deal up here. I feel like we've got some repeated logic going on, and that makes it feel more important to understand. Where this Renban also doesn't have 1, 9 on it. This entropic line has at most 1, 1, 1, 9 on it. At most one of the 1, 9s on it. Putting the other one in here. I'm just not seeing how the 10 lines can be useful yet. This 1, 9 pair feels like we're supposed to find the 1, 9 pair, but what does it do? It takes 1 and 9 off of this German Whisper, meaning it can't have a 4, 5, 6 on it? That's interesting. Right. This can't have purple on it at all. This is a purely blue-orange German Whisper. It can't have 1, 9 on it, and it can't have 4, 5, 6 on it. Why do I say not 4, 5, 6? If we have a 4, we need a 1, right? Sorry, we need a 9 with a 4, and we need a 1 with a 6. So we know we can't put a 5 on it. So no purples on this at all, meaning it is from 2, 3, 7, 8 only. So this is either going to be a 2, 3 pair or a 7, 8 pair, meaning the middle digit can't be a 3 or a 7. Because the 2, 3 pair will have a 3 in it, forcing the 8, and the 7, 8 pair will have a 7 in it, forcing the 2. And so now we have 3 purples here out of these 4 cells, and a 5. These are purple. No, 5 is purple. Sorry. Either what's going to be missing here? Either a 3 or a 7 will be missing. We always have the other 2, 8 color. So this is going to be 4, 5, 6 with the missing 3, 7. The missing 3, 7 adds to 10. They don't have to be on the line together, I don't think. We could add to 10 as 7, 3 or 4, 6. If we wherever we put the 5, we're not adding to 10 and 2. We'd be adding to 10 and 3. So the 5 cannot be next to the 6 or 7. That's interesting. So wherever the 5 is, it's with the 3. It's with a 3 or a 4. Um, hmm. The 5 is with a 3 or a 4, meaning that it then is followed up with a 1 or a 2. I guess I should mark that we definitely have a 2 and an 8 in these 3 cells. So there's a 1, 2 here or a 1, 2 here. If it's here, it's a 1. So over here, if we have the 5 over here, it's with a 4 and a 1. Is that a problem? I don't know. I feel like it's interesting, but I don't know what to do with it. Okay. Um I was told this was 3 out of 5 difficulty, so I must be missing something important that gets me into this puzzle. I mean, this felt like break-in-y, but maybe there's a lot more to learn from the break-in than just the 1-9 pair. I don't know why this is purple. I think I was demonstrating. That should not be purple. A 3-7. Does it? The 5 is. I feel like there's some way we could clean this up. There's like there's two worlds. Either the 5's over here or the 5's over here. The 5's over here. The 3 or 4 with a 1, 2 here. Or the 5's over here with the 4 and the 1's here. Or, okay, so let's go through the more restricted example. If the 5 were over here, it has to go with the 4, so that this can be a 1, because this can't be a 2, because the 2's in here. So we'd have the 4, 5 with the 1 here. So what does that leave? So we have 1, 9, 4, 5, 2, 8. So it's not 1, 2, could be 3, not 4, 5, could be 6. In fact, we need a 6 over here. And we know the 6 couldn't be with a 4. So the 6 would have to be with a 3, with a 1 here. So that removes 3 from these, making this a 7, 8 pair, and this would be a 2. So this is one of the options. Is that broken for some reason? It makes this 9 and this 1. Because of the 1 here. This is the more restricted version. Does that mean we can't ever use a 7 over here? Because in the world where the 5 is here, it's going to be with a 2 or a 3. It can't be with the 7. So let's look at that world as well. So in that world, with the 5 over here, it's with a 2 or a 3. And that 2 or a 3, 2 and 3 is joined with a 1 or a 2. Is that right? No, not 2 or 3, 3 or 4. Now it's right. That 3, 4 is with a 1 or 2. So over here, we definitely need the 6, because we need to place a 6 somewhere. I guess I should say that this is back to 2, 8. This is 2, 3, 2, 3. With the 6 over here, see, I could do 6, 4. See, with the 6 over here, I can't have the. Oh, okay. I think I figured out the key thing here, which is that not only is there a 5 over here, but there's also a 6, and they don't go together. Which means we cannot put a 7 in here, which means there's definitely a 7 in here, making this the 7, 8. Okay, that's the key thing. Let me go over that one more time in case I was unclear. So we definitely have the 5 and the 6. Just look at the row. The 5 and the 6 are forced here. We can't do a 5, 6 pair because that breaks the 10 sum. Starting from here, we have to add, so we have to grab cells till we add to 10. And that's 11 already. So they can't go together, and they also can't go with 7 for the same reason. So the 7 has to go in here. So that makes that a 7, 8 pair. That goes with the 2. Great, okay. And so now, Can the 6 go over here? Oops. Not like that, can't. 6 would go with... We could do a 4-6 pair, which already adds to 10. Or we could do a 3-6 pair with a 1 here. What would the 4-6 pair look like? So what would that make this pair? It would be 1 and 5, which adds to 6. This would be a 4. Oh, no, but we can't put... Not 1 and 5. 1 is gone. It would be 5 and 3, which adds to 8, and this would be a 2. But we don't have to put the 6 with the 4. I think like there's a lot of options now. Because the 6 could go with the 3. Which puts a 1 here. And then that leaves the 5 and the 4, which puts a 1 here. Okay, I don't think I can do more with that. I can mark that these are not... So these are from 3, 4, 5, 6. We can mark that. But I don't think we can do more than that with the 10 lines right now. But we now know that this is low and these are high. So we can mark that. So where do we go from here? I'm not sure. There's like maybe I don't know. This is the middle of a 10 sum, so it's really hard to tell what to do there. 9 is high, by the way. I can make that orange. Is it the fact that 9 sees all 3 of these? Probably not. You don't really want... You don't have a huge desire to put 9s on a 10 line. So we have this 4-cell entropic line. So these two are the same in entropicity as each other, because entropic lines cycle, right? If this was, let's just pick something. If this was blue, then purple, then orange, these 3 need to have 1 of each, so this ends up blue. So you end up with this cycle. And so no matter what color's here, this color's the same as it. Doesn't really tell me much, does it? This didn't resolve the 1-9 pair. I feel like one of these is going to extend here or here. If this extends here, that sometimes tells us that this says a 1. But if this was a 4-6 pair, this could really be anything. So if this was a 4-6 pair, this would be a 5-3 pair. And this would be a... Oh, well, we can't do that. Interesting. So are we unable to make these add to 10? If we want these two to add to 10, we have to do 6-4. It's the only option. And look what happens. That makes this 3-5. But 3 plus 5 is 8. This would have to be a 2, and it can't be. So there is more to do here. So this can't be a 4-6 pair, meaning that our 10 sum is these 3 cells. So let's I don't know. I got some color issues here. Let's do this. Let's draw this as green like that. So this is a 10 sum, meaning this has to be pretty low. This can't be a 3-4 pair. This has to have a 5 or a 6 in it. Can this be 3? So even if this was as low as possible, which is 3-5, that's already 8. So this is definitely 1 or 2. Now 2 would force this to be 3-5. And then this would be 4-6, which would add to 10, which seems okay. So that's the only way this is a 2, though, is if this is 4-6. So we're starting a new 10 sum here, but I don't know what that means. I mean, it means these are connected, but I don't know if I want to draw that yet, because that might make me think I proved that it's only too long. This is low, though. It's blue. Can this have the 4? 4, 5, 1. Can't have the 4. 3, 6, 1 also works. Okay. That's two lows in this. Well, I don't know if it's two lows in this box. We know one of these is purple. One of these is purple. Can we disprove this being purple yet? If this was a 4-6, these would both be 1-9. Those would both be 1, actually. If they're both 1, I really don't see a problem with that right now. Okay, thought I'd double check. Starting from here, we got to start adding to 10, but again, I don't really see a restriction on that. Is there something about the German Whisper having one low, one mid, one high that I'm not understanding, other than the 1-9 being in the center? Okay, so if there's a big if the low, if this is high, if this is 9, the low, no, sorry, if this is, oh, but then if this is low, we don't need another low in here. I was trying to think how the 1-2 would limit where the 3 goes, but we don't need a 3 on here if we have the 1 here. In fact, we can't have a 3 on it. We also, let's see, if this is 1, we could have a 3 on here. 3-6 specifically. This round band doesn't have 1-9 on it. This entropic line has at most 1-9 on it, so there's a 1-9 on here somewhere. Wish I could prove it was 1 or 9. There's no 2 on this black dot. Maybe that's the follow-up. No 2 on a black dot means we can't do 1-2 and we can't do 2-4. So our low digit isn't 1 or 2. Our low digit could be 3, and our low digit could be 4. So we're 3-6 or 4-8 only. What does that mean color-wise? I don't know. 3-6 would be a low, and it would be a blue-purple, and 4-8 would be a purple high. So there's definitely one purple on here. The 4 or the 6 is on here. I don't think that affects this Nabner, does it? I don't really see how it affects anything. One of our purples gets used up. Hooray. Maybe I need to think about entropicity on Nabners a bit more carefully. You can't have more than 2 of a single color on a Nabner. That's really the only thing I can think of that's useful. If you do have 2, it's the non-middle one. So like if we had 2 blues, it would be 1-3 definitely. So I can't put 2 purples on here. That might be interesting. Yeah, it's not a 4-length one though. But I can't put 2 purples on here because it would have to be 4-6, and that breaks our black dot. Therefore, there is at most 1 purple on here. I think is there always a purple? So if I didn't have a purple, then I'd have to bridge the gap. I don't think there's a problem bridging the gap though. I could do like 1-7-9. So we don't have to have a purple. Oh boy. I could even do 3-7-9 if I wanted to. Okay, so no purple is forced on that Nabner. I know that there's... Oh, is there... Okay, can there be no purple on this Nabner in these 3? Let's give the example of like 1-3-9. Because that would put 2 purples on this red band. This does have options like 7. Could even be 6, could be 5, could be Can't be 4. This has options. Ugh. There's no consecutives. Whatever color this has 2 of, it's the non-middle. And this has 2 of the same color by pigeonhole principle. We talked about that earlier. Is that helpful? Whichever color it has 2 of, it's not the middle. I really don't see how that's helpful. I think this could even avoid... Well, the only reason this can't avoid... This must have a purple on it because of the box. This has 1 purple. No, this could have 2 purples on it. Easily, like 3, 4, 5. So this could omit purple entirely, I think. We could do like 1, 3, 7, 9. Darn. I don't know what line to look at. Deductions I've gotten. This black dot being either 3, 6, 4, 8. This being a 3 cell sum to 10. With a 1, 2 here. This we don't even know if it extends here. Does this affect this German Whisper at all? So we definitely have a 3 or a 4 on here. That's 2 German Whisper lows. German Whisper lows are 1 through 4 and 6 through 9. So there are 2 German Whisper lows on this 10 sum. But we only need 1 low on here. If we use the other 2 lows here, would that be a problem? We know one of them's purple. So if this, okay, yeah, we know there's a 4 or a 6. We know that. Is there definitely a 4 or a 6 on here? There's definitely not a 4 and a 6. And I guess we can prove that with the purple as well. Ah, that prevents this 4, 6. Okay. This can't be 4, 6 because it breaks. We remember there had to be, this can't be a 4, 6 pair adding to 10 because now we can't put our purple on the German Whisper line, which we must have because of the column. So that means that this is also a 3 cell sum, which means that this is a 1, which is low. Okay, that's a good deduction. So if neither of these are 4, 6, then the 4 has to go with the 5. And the 3 goes with the 6, meaning this is always 1. Right. In order for this to add to 8, this had to add to 10. And in general, these together, 3, 4, 5, 6, add to whatever it is. 21 minus 3, 18. These add to 18. So if one of them adds to 8, 3, 5, the other one adds to 10. But neither of these can add to 10 because 4, 6 is the only way. So that makes this a 1 as well. Because together these add to 10. So we need these to add to 2. And that makes this a 9, this a 1. 9 is high, 1 is low. Which means there is a 4 in one of these two, and there's a 6 in one of these two. And that removes the 6 from here, which removes the 3, making this a 4, 5 pair. And this is the 3, 6 pair. That's progress. Okay. If this were the 6, this is 1. That still seems okay. That doesn't distinguish that. Is there anything else I can do with what I just got? I got this one. 1 on Nabner is perfectly fine. There's no 1 in any of these 3. But it could be here. We don't have to have a 1 on the Nabner, but if you don't have a 1 on the Nabner, I feel like it restricts it more. It's been a while since I worked with Nabners. Maybe there's some way of thinking about Nabners that I'm not thinking about that would make this easier to find our you know what I mean? Figure out the next piece of logic. There's no 1 on here. If we wanted to do 10 and 3, this would have to be 2, 3, 5, because there's no 1 on it. We don't have to do 10 and 3, but all right, so this is 10. That means 10 starting here. We need lows, right? At least one of these two is going to be a pretty low digit, because if we're adding to 10 in 2, at least one of them is low, because we'd actually be doing either 3. We would not be doing 3, 7, but we could be doing 4, 6. In fact, that's the only way that this adds to 10 is 4, 6. So we'd use the 4, which is low, right? And if we're using more digits, that just forces more lows, right? You don't suddenly get fewer lows because you now are using more digits to add to 10. So my conclusion is one of these two is a 3 or a 4. In fact, these not being 1, 2 at all, that means that these add to a minimum of 3, 4. Meaning if we did do, and these can't be 1 because of this 1 here. So it can't be 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we did do it in 3, this would be a 2 or a 3. Can't be 1. So we're either doing 4, 6, or we're doing these add to at most 7. Sorry, at most 8. Which would be 3, 5. So these are 3, 4, 5, 6, I suppose, would be the conclusion, because they're either a 4, 6 pair, or we need to be 3, 4 or 3, 5. Because this could only be a 2 or a 3. This is minimum 2, is what I'm saying. And these can't have 1, 2 at all on them. So that feels important, but so the 9 ends up down here, which means the 9 is up here somewhere. I don't know if that's helpful. Now, if we recall, let's see. How are we drawing this 10, right? So we're either doing these 3 together and then these 2 add to 10, or we're doing these 2 together and these 3 add to 10. So in the case of this being 4, 6 and these 3 adding to 10, we're 2, 3, 5, right? 2, 3, 5 is one of our options here, and then this would be 4, 6. The other option, so let's put 2, 3, 5 off to the side. The other option is that this is actually a 2 or a 3 as part of this sum, like that. And then these two then add to 10. Can't be 1, 9. So we could be 2, 8, or 3, 7, or 4, 6. So these are pretty open. Of note, they're never 9, which we could have probably proven either way. But this is only 2, 3, or 5 for that reason. Because those are the only 2 worlds. I don't know if that's helpful, but I noticed it. No 9 on here, no 9 on here, so 9's in here somewhere. That means 9's in here somewhere. Okay. Means there's no 8 on this Nabner. Can there be an 8 on the Renban? We'd have to do 8, 7, 6, because we can't be all orange. And that doesn't work. There cannot be an 8 on this Renban, because it would have to be 6, 7, 8. Well, if it was 7, 8, 9, that's obviously bad. Then we know there's no 9. So it would have to be 6, 7, 8. But now 7, 8, and 9 can't go on this entropic line, so we'd have no high digit on the entropic line. So there's no 8 on here, and there's no 8 on the Nabner because there's a 9 on it, meaning that there is an 8 in here. So our high digit is 8, meaning the high digit over here is 7. Which removes 3, 7 as an option if this were at 10. If this were adding to 10. Okay. What about the 1 looking down means there's no 1 on, then we know there's no 1 on this Renban. So the 1 joins the 8. So our 1 is our low here. Meaning the 2 or 3 is the low here. And same here. We already knew the low was 2, 3. Actually, yeah, sorry, we already knew the low was 2, 3 here. Yeah, the mid is, yeah, these are 2, 3, 4. I guess I should have marked that. Because we have our high entropy, we need a low and a mid entropy just because of the column. And so our mid is the 4, meaning our low is 2 or 3 because the 1 is used. So the low over here is also a 2 or 3. And that makes a virtual 2, 3 pair. Actually, that means this can't be 2, 3, 5. That's important. If this were 2, 3, 5, then we would have no low to put here. So we have to do this, making this the other 2, 3, meaning these can't have 2, 3 on them. What does that mean for this sum? It's not 1, 9. It could be 2, 8. Can't be 3, 7. The 7's on here. Or it could be 4, 6. 2, 8 would be interesting. It would make this 3. So these would have to add to 7. This would be 3, 4. It would make a virtual 3, 4 here. It's looking a bit ahead there. We know this is low. There's a 2 or a 4 on here with a 6 or an 8. What do I know about that? It kind of resolves this 3, 6, but this 3, 6 either resolves as, if this is 2, 8, that makes this a 3, making that 6. Otherwise, this is 4, 6, making this a 3. This is kind of going to use up the 3 or the 6, depending on that result. If this were 4, this would have to be a 3 with a 5 or a 6. That seems reasonable. This being a 3, though, does force this to be a 3, 4, which would then force this to be 2. Meaning this is never 2. That's kind of a... Let's see. The 9 on here removes the 8. So if this is 1 and 8, so what's our mid? It's either going to be 5 or 6. So these are only 1, 5, 6, 8. This is a 2, 3. See, oh, right. We have a virtual 2, 3 pair on here. And that forces this to be 4, 6. Okay. That's what I missed. Right, because we need the other 2, 3s over here on the entropic line. We talked about that earlier. So this 4, 6 pair looks down, making that 3 and that 6. 3 is low. 6 is mid. So that can't be a 3. That can't be 3. This is a 2, 4 pair. That uses up all our lows, by the way. It makes this a 2. This is all our lows for the column. 4 and 6 are both purple. Meaning... many highs are here. I think I'm going to need an 8 in this column, and it can only go here. That's important. That's our high. And so this is going to be a 5, 7 pair. No 5 or 7 on this Renban. Wow, that's limiting, isn't it? I'm thinking that makes it 2, 3, 4. Like, what else could it be? We know there's no 1 on it. So 2, 3, 4 is definitely an option. Once we start with 3, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, all use 5 or 7. So this is 2, 3, 4. This doesn't have 1, 2, 3, 4 on it. So this is from 5, 6, 7, 9. No 6 because of the 4, 6 pair. So it's a 5, 7, 9. Okay. That works for the Nabner. So what's left for here is only a 1, 2, or 3. Okay. So there's no 5 over here. We have a 5, 7, 9 here. So we have all of our triples. We have 5, 7, 9. We have 2, 3, 4, and we have 1, 6, 8. That works. Which means we know this triple. This is going to be 3, 5, 7. We know this triple. This is going to be 1, 8, 9. Okay. Looking good. So we've got some stuff. What do we do with it? Does that affect this sum at all? We know this is a 2 now, so these actually have to sum to 8. So they have to be 3, 5, right? We have talked about that. No, the 3, 4, 3, 4. How are we adding to 8, though? Yeah, only 3, 5 adds to 8. Interesting. I wonder if this was more restricted than I originally thought. Is there no other way to... Yeah, our lowest digit's 3. 3, 5 is the only way to add 8. Okay. So this is our 7, this is our 5. 7 is high, 5 is mid. Okay. That finishes our low digits. These are... And then 9 is our last high digit, so this is actually mid. 4 or 6. And that does create a virtual 4-6 pair between these, because we know there's a 4 or a 6 on the black dot, and there's also one here, so we don't get any more 4-6s. I don't know if that's helpful to think about at the moment. What does that leave? It leaves 1, 2, not 2, 1, 3, can't be 4, could be 5, can't be 6, could be 7, 8. Okay, that leaves those digits. I don't know that that's helpful. So if this is 3, this is forced to be 4, 8. And this is 6. So 3, 4, 8, 6 would be used. Doesn't seem like a problem to me. Okay, so what else do I have going for me? 6 and one of these two. So what does the 6 go with? Let's actually write that out. The 6 goes with a 7, 8, or 9. This can't be 7 or 8. Okay. We know these are both German whisper high. So this is German whisper low. It's a 1, 2, 3, or 4. I wonder if I need to like start doing this column somehow. We know this doesn't have 6 on it. Or 1. Is this black dot at all helpful? I don't see how it would be. Oh, this is blue, I suppose. Remember, these are both the same entropicity, but all entropicities are possible still. We got to start a new 10 sum here. We got to start a 10 sum here. It's going to be 3 and 2 again, because we got to use all of these cells. We can't make them all add to 10. And we can't make a single cell add to 10. So this is going to come from here. This is going to come from here. Not like that. Oh my gosh. This is going to come from here. And then someone's going to take this middle one. So one of them is adding to 10 and 2, and the other is adding to 10 and 3. So I wonder if one of them can't add to 10 and 2. So can this be 10 and 2 is my first question. It's not 1, 9. I do believe 2, 8 should work. 3, 7 also looks viable. Can't be 4, 6 because of this cell. So that would be viable, as far as I can tell. Oh, actually, look at this 3, 5 looking in here. These can't be 3. None of these are marked as being able to be 3. So there's a 3 in one of these two. So if this added to 10 and 2, it would be 3, 7 forced. Okay. What if these two added to 10 and 2? I would not be able to do 1, 9. 3, 7? I don't see why not. 2, 8? Don't see why not. 4, 6? No, because this can't be 4 or 6. So Maybe I should think about 10 and 3 here. What could the 3 go with? I mean, it could be 2, 3, 5. It could be 3, 4 with a 6 here. No, sorry, I did that very wrong. With the 3, in 3, 2, 3. It could be 3, 4 with another 3 here. Or it could be 3, 5 with a 2. That's it. This can't be 1. 1 in the column. Okay. So forcing the 3s here did not seem to do a whole lot for me, unfortunately. Is there any other Sudoku I can do? Oh, yeah, I do need a... Oh. We have a 7-8 here and a 7-8 here. So I need a 7-8 down here along with the 3. So this is a 3-7-8 only. Meaning this can't be the 6. Okay. I probably could have seen that by the 6 in this box being down here. So this is our entropic high. This has to be our entropic mid, which is the 6. Okay, and then this is a 3 with a 7 or an 8. Well, we're certainly not doing 3, 8. That already adds to 11. So we're doing 3, 7. And then this is the 8. 8 cannot go with 4. But 3, 7 is our 10, which means this adds to 10. Okay. We're certainly not putting an 8. 7 could be with a 1, 2 pair. We gotta be careful there. So I think any of these are possible. So these just aren't 8. Not sure what to do with that. What else can I do up here? This is a pair. This is a 2, 9 pair. Okay. And that makes this the 4, and this the 2. So 4 is purple, 2 is blue. And this is going to be a 4, 6, 9 triple. Okay. So we get all these triples and pairs and stuff. What do we do with those? Okay, there's got to be a follow-up here. What's our next step? I feel like this sum to 10 felt like we should do something with it, but if this was 7, eliminating 7, I don't even know if that's useful, but it feels like the thing to try. That would make this exactly a 2 and exactly a 1. Because of this one here. That means they'd make this exactly a 3. So we'd use up all our blues. So we'd have 1, 2, 3. We'd have the 4 here. I mean, I don't see why that's a problem. Okay. Unfortunate. We now know that exactly the 168's used here. It doesn't mean a whole lot for these entropic lines, does it? This is blue, I suppose. 4, 5 is both purple, which is the column coloring. Rayman can't be all of one color. That's all I really know about it. We had this virtual 4-6. I baked it into these markings, which may or may not have been a good decision. 2 in this box is somewhere in here. I'm just trying to see if there's any Sudoku that's useful. Something about black dots is you can't put 5, 7, or 9 on them. I don't really see that as being a huge limiting factor here. This is one of our 5, 7, 9s. So these aren't 5, 7, 9. This is not 5, 7, 9. These aren't 5, 7, 9. So we have 4 places for 5, 7, 9. In fact, we only have 2 places for 9. Here or here. I don't know that I can distinguish that right now. But yeah, 5, 7, 9 could go here, 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 or here. And one of them is definitely here. Is there some reason we can't use both of these for 5, 7, 9? There would be a 5, 7 pair. 5 is mid, 7 is high. A 5, 7 pair would make this 1 or 3, which is perfectly fine for a 10, 7, 3. It would make this a 2. I don't know that any of that's helpful. We have one of each color here. Leaving just one blue. Oh. We only get one blue on this 10 sum. So we have a blue here, and we definitely have a blue in one of these three. So we get one blue left. With one blue, how are we adding to 10? In 3? I mean, it seems like that's not hard, right? Oh, it does mean we can't do 7, because 7 would be with a 1-2 pair, and that's the reason we can't do 1-2. We would have no blue on here. A 1, I think a 1 does force another low. Can we do 1? Oh, no, we can do 1, 4, 5. Is there some reason 4, 5 is wrong? Because that's the only way we're doing 1. Because we can't use the 2 or the 3, so we need to add to 9, so we can't do 2, 7 or 3, 6, so we'd only be 4, 5. So a 1 here puts a 4, 5 here. I am trying to break that. Both 4 and 5 are purple. This would be our last purple. This would be a 7, 8. Being a 7, 8 pair. I don't know. It does things. If this was a 3, these need to add to 7. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe 3 adding to 7. We wouldn't be able to do 1, 6. We wouldn't be able to do 2, 5. We couldn't be able to... Okay, 3 doesn't work. Because again, if this is 3, these two add to 7, but we're not allowed to use a 1, 2, or 3. Without a 1, 2, or 3, we can't add to 7. So that's not a 3. So with a 1, we're definitely a 4, 5. With a 5, we need to add to 5. It's going to be a 1, 4, or a 2, 3. So it would be a 1 here with a 4 here, or it would be a 2, 3 pair wouldn't work because that's 2 lows. So interesting. We end up with a 1, 4. This is always 1, 4, 5. That's crazy. This always ends up a 1, 4, 5. So this can't be 1 or 5. This can't be 1. Maybe that's how I should have thought about it. With only 1 low, the minimum other 2 digits are 4. Wow, I case checked this when it was so easy to think about otherwise. Now that in retrospect, so the proper way to think about this is we only get 1 low, which means the other 2 digits on it are minimum 4, 5, which already add to 9, meaning we have to do 1, 4, 5. Okay, so 1, 4, 5 is gone. So that means that the 6 is definitely on here because it needs a mid. So there's a 6 in one of these two. So this is not a 6. And then it's with a low or a 7, 8. Yeah, I don't know that that's helpful. Let's see. This is not mid then. So this is not mid. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Am I really doing this? I don't know. Does that help me with my 5, 7, 9 conundrum in this row? This could just be a 7. Yeah, it doesn't help me, unfortunately. What else does a 1, 4, 5 triple do for me? That uses up all the mids and all the lows in these 3. In these 6. So this is the other high. This is a 7, 8. It does make a 7, 8 pair here. So no 7 or 8 up here. Anything but 7, 8. I don't think that's helpful. Okay, if this wasn't not, yeah, I'm trying to think about the Nabner, but I really don't think that that's helpful. I want this to do something. What's this for? Okay, it does make the 4's point. So 4's point in this box. This can't be 4. Suppose. Take every little bit. I was going to say there's something interesting, but it works out just fine. But I was going to say if this ends up being a 6, these 4s line up, meaning we need a 4 up here. But we already proved that there was a virtual 4, 6 pair here, so it's not really going to be helpful. Yeah, I don't see what to do with that. 1, 5, 3, 5, 3, 7, 8. Do we care about where the 7 goes in the column? One of these two? Do I need to prove this can't be 7 or something? That would be Unfortunate. These two are the same digit, and they end up in here. So if these were 7s, then the 7 ends up here as well. Don't think that's helpful. This 7-8 pair feels intentional, but or at least something we can build off of, but I don't see how these not being 7-8 is helpful in any way. Our 10 lines are done, essentially, so we don't need to think about the 10 lines. German Whisper, this can still be a 3. 3-8 is fine. So this German Whisper is basically done. This German Whisper is basically done. So is this one. We got these entropic lines we haven't thought about. We have this Ren band and we have this black dot, and that's really all we've got other in this entropic line, I suppose. That's all we've got other than Sudoku. Did he put Sudoku in the Sudoku puzzle? Maybe. That would be unusual, but is there some limitation on this black dot now that I'm not understanding? Unless the black dot is 4-8, it definitely has a low on it. And that would be the final low, meaning this could not be low. So make both of these high. So that would be quite the consequence. So is there some reason 4-8 doesn't work would be my first question, because that would mean there's a low on it. A 1, 2, or 3. It puts 4 up here and it puts 5 down here. Maybe there is something about the entropicity of this line. These would both be low, actually. Would they? No. Is there a problem with a 4-8 pair here? Makes this a 4. No, I really don't think there's a 4-8 pair issue here, unfortunately. Not that I can see. 8 actually ends up somewhere in here. Not that that's useful. There's no 4 up here. Is that helpful? Or on here? We're using a low in here, and this is low. So we only get one more low. Would there be... There's a 2 or a 3 on here. With a 6 and with a 7-8. Darn, what's her follow-up? Okay, I'm an hour in. Is there something about this Napner? Or this black dot? 4-8 or 3. Is there something wrong with 3-6 or 4-8? 3-6 does a lot, right? If this is 3-6, this is 5, this is 4, this is 1. So this wouldn't be 1, 3, or 5. This would be a 7-8. Yeah, 7-8 would be left. A 7-8 pair. If this is 3-6, we end up with a 7-8 pair there. If this is 4-8, this ends up 6. And there really isn't any additional consequence there, other than this not being 8 and that not being 8. I was trying to see if there was 2 worlds that limit these further than I already limited them. It doesn't seem that way. I'm wondering, maybe there's something wrong with this being a 1-3-5 triple, and this has to be a 7-8 as a result. So if this was a 1-3-5 triple, this is 4-8, this is 6. This is 7. Yeah, I mean, unless this is 7, this has to be 7. That we know that because of the column. It's in one of these two. So maybe there's a problem with this being 7. It removes 6 and 8 from the... The Nabner, that doesn't seem like a problem, does it? Alrighty, well. Um. Gosh. One's in one of these two. Doesn't seem to do anything. I'm trying to find some kind of Sudoku-y thing. I mean, I think I've paid. Let me pay closer attention to every single like constraint that still isn't resolved. So maybe the interaction between this entropic and Renban is important now. So, for example, can the high be 7 on this entropic line? Because without a 7 on here, and there's also no 1 on here, so that means there's a 2 or a 3 on here. There's a 4 or a 5 and a 2 or a 3. So if there's a 7, then these are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but definitely no 1 on here. 1, 2, 3 breaks this. So 1 is in here somewhere. Maybe I'll corner mark that. So 1's in there somewhere. Definitely. Even if this wasn't 7, 1's in here somewhere. 2, 3, 4 doesn't work because we know there's a 2 or a 3 on here because there's no 1. So 2, 3, 4 doesn't work. 3, 4, 5 removes the 4 and 5 from here. In fact, I haven't even used the 7 yet. 3, 4. So we can't put a 1, 2, or 3 on here because 3, 4, 5 removes the 4 and 5. So there is no 1, 2, 3 on here. We can't do 4, 5, 6. So we got to do 5, 6, 7 or 6, 7, 8, which removes the 7 from here. So this has the 9 on it and this has the 7 on it, which means this isn't 7. So this has a 6 and a 7 on it. If there's a, okay, so that means there's a 6 on here, there's a 6 in here, so there cannot be a 6 in here. That would be too many 6s in 2 rows. That would be 3 6s in 2 rows. I believe Zetamat calls that a Zackwing, so I might as well. Yeah, I mean, that seems right. We can't put any lows on here, because even 3, 4, 5 removes the mid from here. Is there a problem with 5, 6, 7 or 6, 7, 8? I don't think so, but either way, this not having a 6 on it is important. That makes it a 3, 8 pair. So that makes that a 5, and that a 1. Leaving a 4, 5 pair here, making that a 7. That's not a 1. 1 is blue. 5 is purple. This is not 1 or 5, or a 3, or an 8. This is a 7. Oh, I broke something. Hold on. Did I... 3, 8 is not how you do this. Sorry. Let's do this again. Good thing it broke. No 6 on here means not 3, 6. I don't know what I was thinking. 4, 8 on here means this isn't an 8, and that's not an 8, and this is a 6. Unfortunately, it's the less interesting version of this black dot, but at least now we know it is. So I might as well say that this is purple-orange. Or I could remove it, but anyway. So there's definitely a 4 on both of these. We need a 4 in this row. Can I prove there's a 3 or a 5 in this cell? Unfortunately, I don't know that I can. A 4 on the Nabner would force this to be 1 or 7. And that's interesting, but I don't know that it's a... Oh, mate, it is a problem. Yeah, there's a 4, 8 pair here. So there's no... Sorry, there's no 4 here, there's no 4 here. That's what I was seeing. The 4 is lined up. Anyway, 4 is down here somewhere. That's all I was seeing. Okay. So 9's here, 7's here. Do we need to do something with low digits? We need 3. So there's only 1 low digit on here. There's no low digits here, so there's 2 low digits here. Um, I don't know what to say here. Something feels limited, but I don't know what it is. Oh, there's got to be a follow up to this. Is there something wrong with 5, 6, 7, or 6, 7, 8? This uses up the 5 or the 8 in addition to the 6, 7. Oh. Wondering about 8 in this box. Like if this was 5, 6, 7, there'd be no 5 on here. So this would be 4. The 8 would join the 2 lows. 2, 3, 8 here. Wait, no, 1, 1, 2, 3, 8. I don't know. There's a low in a mid. Okay, so maybe I should pencil these up. Let's start down here. So the low is going to be 2 or 3. The mid is going to be 4 or 5, and there's definitely a 7. So 2, 3 with a 4, 5, and then a 7. This wasn't a 4 or 5 pair. I thought I remembered a 4 or 5 pair here, but unfortunately that was when I had this black dot, not a black dotty. I think I made it add to 10 or something. Maybe. I don't know what I did. Actually, I have no idea what I did. All right. The wrong thing. So no 4 or 5 pair here. This isn't 4 though. The 4 is definitely up here. That's not helpful. Up here, the low is going to be 2 or 3. 2 won't be there. The mid will be 4 or 5, but these can't be 4s. We proved the 4s down here. And then the high is always a 9. So yeah, the 1's over here. 6, 7's up here. Right. Anything else line up over here? The 6, this is 7. The 7 lines up. Does the 6 line up? No, it doesn't. Well, we know 6 is down here somewhere. Is there something wrong with any of these black dots yet? 1, 2 is a problem. This can't be 1, 2. Because if it were 1, 2, that's too many lows in this box. There's a 1 on the entropic line, there's 1 here, and then there's 2 here. So it can't be 1, 2. 2, 4 does put a 4 here, because the lined up 4 is here, but I don't see like an immediate. Let's see, it puts 3 on here with a 5. So it makes 3, 5, 7. That's a 1. I don't see an immediate problem with 2, 4. What about 3, 6? What's 3, 6 do? So we can do. What's 3, 6 do? Removes 3 from here. So 3 would be up here. And then 4, 8. So 3, 6 is the only way this isn't 4, which is kind of interesting. 2, 4, 3, 6, and then we could be 4, 8. What's the problem with 4, 8? Not that I can tell. Huh. Two's up here. Interesting. Is that interesting? I don't know. Sometimes I don't track things in my head right. I was thinking about if this is 2, this can't be 2. If the 2's over here, this can't be 3 because the 3 would be down here. Uh-oh. 2, but 9, I don't know. This black dot does not appear to be super helpful, but I already learned 5, 7, 9. Okay, well, we also need a 1 in the row. Can this be? This can't be 1. Wow. There's a hidden 1 in this row because we can't put a 1 on the black dot. And you can see none of these are penciled with 1s, and this can't be a 1 because of that one there. So the 1 ends up there, which is low. Okay. Is that what I was supposed to spot? Makes a 6, 8 pair here. Tell me that helps. I need. Okay. I don't think there can be a 2 on here. because that removes the ability for there to be a 6 and an 8 in the row. Another way to put that is we need a 6 and an 8. They go somewhere in here, meaning there's definitely a 6 or an 8 on this black dot, but not both, leaving this to be the other 6, 8. And this can't have a 2 because 6 goes with 3, 8 goes with 4. Now, I don't think that immediately helps 2s, but... So that's, yeah, we have virtual 6, 8. Well, this has a 3 or a 4 on it. Does the 3... Interestingly, the 3s would line up, putting a 3 up here. The 4s would line up, putting a 4 exactly here. Okay. Now 6 or 8 is definitely not low. This is mid or high. Can these both be low? This would be a 3. Does a lot. I don't think it breaks things. Let's see. If these were both low, this would be a 3. This would be a 4, 6. This would be 8. So that would be high. So these are both low. This is definitely high. And this would be mid. This would be the 6. So in the world where these are both low, this is 8 and this is 6. In the world where these are both high, this is 7, this is 8 or 9. Does the 7 help me in some way resolve these two? Not that I can tell. Darn. See, that case is annoying. This being a high. We'd have a high here, we'd have a high on here. We know the 7's on here, so this would be 7 with an 8, 9. I don't think it helps me. I've had some good spots, but they haven't quite collapsed this puzzle. I feel like we just need to like find 1 or 2 more things and this puzzle will collapse. 9 looking in here. Oh, 9 in this box is quite limited. It's in one of these two. So this can't be 9. Places the 9 here. Take it. Every little bit. This 5, 7 pair. The 5s line up now. So 5 in this row actually has to go here. Interestingly, that's purple. Which means there is no 5 on here. So the purple on here is the 4. So that has to be a 4. Very interesting. 2, 3 with 9. So we have all our purples done. 2, 3 with 7. Makes sense. Okay, that all works out. Wow. Okay. So what about 7 in this row now? Only here. That works. So that's high. That makes that an 8. Makes that 7 and 8. This can't be 7 now. Got my 1, 3, 5 triple finally. All right, so that's 6, which is mid. This has to be high, and now it can't be 8, so it's 9. This has to be low. Not a 1, so it's the other 2, 3. We get our 6 and our 8. That's purple and orange. This can't be 3, 6 anymore, so it is 4, 8. Meaning this is our other low, 2, 3. Oh, this is low. This is our 4, which is mid. Perfect. Okay. 4, 8 here. Yeah, okay. This ends up 2 and 9. Color those. 2 9s looking up. We already knew the 9 was on here. Yeah, we got this 4. This being 1, 3, or 5 doesn't immediately spawn anything for me. Oh, no, 1's in one of these 3. 2, 3 with 9. Huh. Is there anything else? 2's in one of these 3. Huh. What about this box? We're going to need an 8 in the box. No, we have the 8. We have 7, 8, and 9. We need 2 mids. No more mids on here. Yeah, these are both mid. This is a 4, 6 pair. Wait. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Sorry, the 4 is down here. So what am I missing? I'm missing a low. One of these is low, and one of these is 6. We have naively 1, 2, 3, 6. That's not 2. So where's the 6 in this box? That's the question I was supposed to be asking. What This can't be 6 because of the German Whisper. So that's our 6, and that's purple. This is low. There's definitely a 1 in here. That's actually really helpful. Because the 3's over here. This can't have a 1. Right, 1's in one of these two. So these can't be 1. That places the 1 in this box, and it's low. So now we have a 3-5 pair, placing this 1, which is low. And that places this 1, which is already marked low. All right. These are not 6s anymore, which places our 6. That's purple. We get our 4 and our 6 here. We get our 8 and our 4 here. 8 is high. Purple. Okay. Not 1, not 8, not 8. Okay. What's our next thing? Okay, that's not a 1. We get a 4-5 pair. That actually ended up a 4-5 pair. All right, that's 7, that's 5. That's high and that's mid. Places the 7 here. That's high. I think we cracked the puzzle, but maybe there's like 1 or 2 more deductions. We'll see. 4, 8, 3, 7. So 3 in this column. Can only go right there, interestingly. That makes that a 7. So that's low and that's mid. Wait. 7 is not mid. I was confused. 7 is high. Is it this Nabner? Only thing we know is it doesn't have a 4 on it, but there's a lot more reasons it can't have a 4 on it. So, this 1 looking up puts a 1 somewhere in here, up here actually. This doesn't have a 1 or a 2 on it. Is there some limitation here I'm not seeing? 8, 6, 6 ends up. Oh, 6 in this box goes right there, which is helpful because that means that can't be 5. That's 3 and 5 and 3. These are both low. All right. So can't be 1, 2, 3. Can't be 4. 5 is too close to 6. Can't be 6. Can't be 7. Too close to 6. Can't be 8. So this has to be 9. Interesting. Good Nabner. Right. That's 4. That's 9. That's 5. That's 4. 4s are and 5s are both purple. That's orange. We get our 2, 3. Whoa. 2, 3, and 2. 3, 2, 3. Nice. 2, 9 pair. Come on. 2, 9 pair. All right. Yeah, I get our 8. That's high. Five or 7 can't be 7. That's 5. That's 7. Purple, orange. All right. That's 4. That's 5. That's 8. That's 4. All right. That's 7. That's 8. These two are high. Oops. My goodness. That's a 3. That's low. All right. We get our 5 and our 3 here. We get a deet deet doot in the corner. All right. I guess I just finished with Sudoku, huh? This is a 1 and a 5. The 5 tells me the order. 1, 5. So that's blue and that's purple. This is orange. This is blue. This is blue. This is orange. This is blue. No, I have not an... Oh, this should have been blue. Oh, I did. That's blue, and this is purple. Okay, I finished the coloring. That's 9, that's 1, that's 2, that's 9. 2 and 7, 7, 2, and we're done. All right, it took me 80 minutes. Ooh, we got 3582 solves. That's thanks to cracking the cryptic. All right. Neat puzzle, Zeta. Some difficult deductions for me. I wonder if there was something... I know, like, thinking about this 10 sum... This was neat, where this had to have a 7 on, or there was something about this that forced this to be 2. This forced to be 3. It took me a while to consider that it had to be 1, 4, 5, but that was neat that it had to be that way. The interaction, obviously this stack here had a lot going on along with this band, and column 1 had a really nice intro there. So yeah, very mind-bending. I guess I'll have to go see how I compare to Simon. I'm sure Simon did better than me. But yeah, cool. If you enjoyed this solve, you might enjoy other solves that I do. So check out my channel, just Rangsk. It will be linked in the description. And of course, definitely give Zeta a like for this. Definitely leave a comment with a kind comment about Zeta's puzzle. I believe there is also a Zeta live reacted to Simon's solve of the puzzle, so you can watch that video as well. Maybe Zeta will link that in the description too. All right. Cool. Well, I'll hand it back to Zeta.
Thanks, Rangsk. Huge thanks again for doing the solve. And I hope you all enjoyed that. If you enjoy these sort of back and forth solves of me solving Rangsk's puzzles, Rangsk solving my puzzles, and you'd like to see more of these, by all means, let us know in the comments. Spam some hearts also for Rangsk in the comments. And I hope to see you all around the stream real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.